radio talk show host, Dr.Gina Loudon, and Trump campaign surrogate, A.J. Delgado.
Sean.
Is Ivanka pretty amazing? She's a special girl, right? I had a chance to interview. I've known her for years, and it was the first time I interviewed her yesterday. What an introduction of her father.
Sean, I was right in the very front in the California delegation,
I'm
and
really
I can tell you that every, because I was so excited, that I can tell you that every single woman stood up on their chairs at that point and just cheered with all their mind, because this whole issue of women and how Donald Trump is going to help them has been so confused by the media. So she really stood there, and I thought tonight clarified what his plan was.
What is the response of the country this week to the kids? How does that help him?
Here's the thing. We've never really had a first family like this, where they're living, breathing role models of an age that many of us can relate to. We usually have smaller kids.
Well, you're still a millennial.
Well, we end up feeling protective over them, like we did over the Obama girls. But here's a family that's going to immediately, they're already serving as role models for so many in the country. Look at Ivanka. She's a businesswoman, a mother. I hear from so many people who say, I want to be like her. I want to be more like her.
You and I were sitting next to each other watching her speak tonight, and we just kept going back and forth. It's like it got better and better and better. Yeah, I mean, and that's pretty much it. And what a strong advocate for her father, who gets attacked on issues. It wouldn't matter who the Republican nominee. They're going to be labeled racist, sexist, anti-gay, and people that want to destroy the earth and environment. But she took those arguments, just shattered them.
And she reminded people that her father was appointing women to top positions back in the 80s, when that wasn't really common. In the 80s in New York, it wasn't as progressive as we think it might have been. She reminded people of that. I was cheering so loudly. Remember, his chief lawyer in the 80s was a woman. The chief contractor on Trump Tower was a woman. This man is a trailblazer for women.
You know, you're friends with Carrie Prejean out in California. You both live in the same neighborhood, from what I understand. And she came on at the time the New York Times tried to make that hit piece on him, and she just shattered that and said, you're lying, you're manipulating, as did every other woman in that piece.
And so every single person who knows that story should contrast that with what we see every day in the press about Donald Trump and say, oh, you know, if that whole piece was just a trash piece, then is it possible that most of the other things we think we know about Donald Trump? And here's another thing, Sean, when you consider...
So you think that backfired and helped him?
I think it did, and I think it will as he continues to be supported by more and more women for Trump. But I also think that what Ivanka said tonight, the only thing that I wish she could have said, and she didn't because she has such a grace about her, but is that Hillary, we have to remember, has never created a single job in her life.
I can't think of one thing successful she's done, and Donald Trump made a pretty strong case against her. He prosecuted the case very powerfully. Guys, great to see you again. You've been with us a lot this week. Both of you.
Thank you so much.
All right.